In 2024, companies were paying over $300,000 a year for just prompt engineering. Cut to today, that job doesn't exist. Here's what killed it and the skill that has replaced it. Hi, I'm Naveen. I run an AI company called as Requisor AI, and I spend every day inside this shift. So let me explain what's happening, because most people are getting this a little wrong. So 3 years ago, the bottleneck was the prompt. Remember that big text that you put inside a model? Yeah, that's the prompt. Now, GPT-4 was smart, but it was finicky. You had to coax it. There was chain of thought. There was few short examples, role play. You remember that you are a senior engineer with 20 years of experience? You've seen those memes. Then something happened. The model got really, really good. Today, the real bottleneck is not the prompt at all, but the system understand what you want, even if your phrasing is clumsy or brief. So if the model already understands you, what's the bottleneck now? Ladies and gentlemen, it is the context. What the model knows when you ask it. Here's the difference in one sentence. Prompt engineering is deciding what and how to ask the model. Context engineering is deciding what the model knows when it answers. A perfect prompt with no context is brilliant, like a new hire on day one. It's sharp, it's eager, completely useless though. They don't know your customers, they don't know your code base, they don't know the history of the company, and that's the context that they're missing. Now, this is not a fringe take anymore, what I'm saying. 82% of the IT leaders and data leaders agree to this, that it's no longer only the prompt engineering that's going to be sufficient to get use out of AI. Andrej Karpathy has been talking about it. Shopify CEO renamed their discipline internally. Anthropic has been publishing research on it almost monthly. So this is the shift. And here's the part that a lot of us are all missing. Context engineering is not just better prompting. It's a totally different discipline. A prompt is a sentence, so context is different because it's a system. A prompt is written once, context is maintained forever. A well-crafted prompt in a poorly engineered context will still fail, but a poorly crafted prompt in a well-engineered context will often succeed. That is the asymmetry in this whole game. And this is because two things changed all at once. First, the context window exploded. We went from 8,000 tokens to now 1 million plus. And then the agents arrived. Agents don't run one prompt, they run thousands in a loop with tools and memory. So there's no perfect prompt to engineer when the model is talking to itself. In the next video, I'll break down the actual framework, the 4 layers of context every serious AI system needs. So do subscribe and do not miss that one. And thank you for listening to this one.